Good afternoon and evening, everyone. This is Saturday, October 16th, 2010, and this is the Big Weather Nut Mike, and this is the tropical update for today. And our main focus is going to be on what's going to become Richard. Okay, let's take a look at the wide view of the Atlantic, and it's this area right down in here that we're focusing on, where Richard is likely to form, and Richard's smiling at you because he's going to form. And anyway, this is where Richard's going to form and move up into the Northwest Caribbean, and the shear and everything in the Gulf of Mexico is going to relax over the next several days. So anything that does develop and come into the Gulf of Mexico will not be sheared apart this time. Richard stands a much better chance than Paula did of developing into something very significant. It's very possible that this could become a major hurricane before likely hitting Florida somewhere along the Florida coast. We'll just have to wait and see where. And anyway, let's take another look here at the satellite. Well, one more thing real quick. Out here is the next disturbed area that we have to watch as it moves on westward towards the Caribbean. And that could very well be the S storm. I believe we're in for 2 or 3 more named storms before this tropical season wraps up. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the okay, this is Richard again right here. And we will see how this develops in the next few days. But it'll be a few days before it gets its acts together, I'm sure. As we see the probability map here from the National Hurricane Center, they're putting it 20% in the next 48 hours, meaning it's not likely to develop in the next 2 days. But after that, I would say by Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll be looking at our developing system, which will become Richard. Okay. Let's move on here to... Okay, this is the next area out here in the Atlantic, this whole broad area of low pressure that's headed west towards the Caribbean. Nothing to be concerned about right now, but probably by, say, next weekend, or just beyond that, we'll probably see development from that in the Caribbean Sea as well. Okay, and let's move on here. I would like to show everyone what this is the probability map, or actually not probability map. This is the original hurricane tracks since pretty much 1944. Okay. In October, in the month of October, there's usually only 2 named storms. As you can see, this October is above average, and will prove to be actually well above average, because there'll be about 4 named storms this month, if not 5, instead of 2. Okay, now we're going to move on to the points of origin. This is from 1944 to 2009. 44 named storms in 66 years. And you can see that they likely develop in the Western Caribbean, or just out over the Bahamas, or east of the Bahamas, or just east of the Caribbean. Okay, and a few in the Gulf of Mexico. And I want to go back and show you one more thing real quick here. Okay, let's go back to this map right here. As you can see, when they've developed in the Western Caribbean, they usually either move into Mexico or the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, with the shear lessening in the Gulf of Mexico, I think we're going to have to be very concerned and watch what becomes Richard very closely. I think this is likely to be a big impact on the United States coastline. Probably Florida. That remains to be seen at the moment, though. Until we get something forming, we can't really start talking about exactly where it's going to go. I apologize for not having an update for the last few days. We've been kind of busy, and there really hasn't been a whole lot going on in the Atlantic at the moment. That will change, though, in the next few days. And we will probably have a tropical update again by Monday, as things get going. Please come and visit firsthandweather.com. You can visit mine and Joshua's blog on firsthandweather.com, WeatherNut. And please feel free to visit us, and we thank you for watching, and thanks for your support.